57th pick, the Eagles select J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
64th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select DK Metcalf.
Fire it up. We're going to make you a Seahawk right here, okay?
Why y'all wait this long, man?
Before we get to this groundbreaking trade, I wanted to let you guys know we're giving away 3 copies of Madden 2023. All you have to do to enter is follow me on Twitter, leave a like, and retweet the tweet that you see on your screen. And now that we get all that out of the way, break! This video is brought to you by Shaker and Spoon. Shaker and Spoon is a monthly cocktail subscription box that delivers the craft cocktail experience right to your door. Each monthly box arrives with 3 original recipes created by world-class bartenders that you can't get anywhere else, as well as enough ingredients like syrups, bitters, and aromatics for 12 cocktails, 4 from each recipe. Each box is themed around one type of liquor that will fit all 3 recipes for that month. Even better, in order to make all 12 cocktails, you need exactly 1 bottle of liquor, so no waste at all. With Shaker and Spoon, you no longer need to seek out hard to find cocktail ingredients or buy full bottles of things that you'll only end up using once. This is a super convenient alternative. And most importantly, Shaker and Spoon introduces you to new ingredients and brand new drinks that you probably wouldn't be able to make yourself. And it's a great way to start learning how to mix your own drinks. As you can see on your screen, I am clearly a beginner at this, but once I finished making my first drink and tasted it, it was by far one of the most delicious tasting cocktails I've ever had. That's incredible. It's actually really good. It's really, really good. And right now, if you click on my link in the description down below, shakerandspoon.com/microphone, or just use my promo code microphone, you'll get $20 off of your first box. That's promo code microphone or shakerandspoon.com/microphone to get $20 off of your first box. And thank you, Shaker and Spoon, for the sponsorship. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Look, I know I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I don't want Philadelphia Eagles fans to think that I'm slandering their team, because I think whenever I give analysis towards any team in the NFC East, I'm usually fairly impartial and unbiased. And it's no secret, man, the Philadelphia Eagles have struggled mightily throughout the past couple years to find a true franchise wide receiver, and it's been done in a way that's driven Eagles fans up a wall. I mean, I can't blame them for this level of frustration. The Philadelphia Eagles have had such bad luck in the NFL draft from multiple standpoints. One, from a just pure talent evaluation standpoint, to the point where teams have literally laughed at them. And this all started in the 2019 NFL draft. The Philadelphia Eagles selected J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, a wide receiver out of Stanford, just 7 picks before DK Metcalf was selected. And their bad luck didn't start from there. In the 2020 NFL draft, the Philadelphia Eagles were literally laughed at for this. And I'm gonna also admit they had really bad luck, because apparently the Philadelphia Eagles were targeting CeeDee Lamb in this draft, as CeeDee Lamb was falling down draft boards for some reason, and the Philadelphia Eagles were doing their best to trade up to select CeeDee Lamb. When the Dallas Cowboys caught wind of this, they themselves selected CeeDee Lamb to kind of screw over the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles had the 21st pick in that draft, and on the board was Jalen Reagor and Justin Jefferson, and ultimately they selected Jalen Reagor out of TCU over Justin Jefferson out of LSU. This pick was so freaking bad that the Minnesota Vikings are on camera laughing at the Philadelphia Eagles for making this decision.
Jalen Reagor, wide receiver, TCU to the Eagles.
Let's go get him.
Yeah.
Hey, Pack.
I'm on it.
Nice. Get Justin Jefferson on the clock right now.
But fortunately for the Eagles, in the 2021 NFL draft, they were the ones screwing over their NFC East rival with the help of the Dallas Cowboys. When Patrick Surtain was selected with the number 9 overall pick by the Denver Broncos, who I assumed was who the Dallas Cowboys were selecting in the 2021 NFL draft, Philadelphia Eagles offered to trade up to the 10th pick with the Dallas Cowboys so they could leapfrog over the New York Giants and select Devontae Smith out of Alabama. This pick screwed over the Giants and they decided to trade back to the number 20 pick and eventually select Kadarius Toney, which, who knows, the pick could potentially work out if the Giants don't try to trade Toney. Then, of course, this past NFL draft, the Philadelphia Eagles were able to hit a home run once again, getting their number 1 wide receiver in A.J. Brown by trading the number 18th pick in this year's draft and a 3rd round pick, and then ended up paying A.J. Brown a 4-year, $100 million contract. Apparently, Jalen Hurts pushed for this trade, and can you really blame Jalen Hurts? Because if he doesn't succeed this year, well, the Philadelphia Eagles may potentially move on from him. So you might be wondering, why am I bringing all this up? Well, it seems like the Philadelphia Eagles are starting to understand that they messed up in the past. And now that they have a pretty solid wide receiver core that features the likes of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, that allows Jalen Reagor to potentially slide into the slot wide receiver position. Maybe he could succeed in that role. If not, he might have a similar fate here. As a result of this, now the Philadelphia Eagles decided to finally trade J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first individual that I actually saw this news from was none other than Ari Meirov. So, according to Ari Meirov, the Philadelphia Eagles are trading former 2nd round wide receiver J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to the Seattle Seahawks for defensive back Ugo Amadi, per Tom Pelissero. This is where the trade officially becomes the saddest trade I've ever seen. Seattle had planned to release Amadi, but they found a trade partner instead. A fresh start for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. This is kind of ironic because the one individual that J.J. Arcega-Whiteside has been linked to ad nauseum as a result of the Philadelphia Eagles not selecting him was DK Metcalf. And now DK Metcalf and Whiteside are teammates. I give credit to the Seattle Seahawks. I always like whenever a team decides to take a chance on a player that is deemed a draft bust. You never know if it was a lack of scheme fit or maybe a bad situation. And in Whiteside's situation, I don't know. You can make a reasonable argument that maybe he was just not in a good situation to play his best football. Now, Tom Pelissero gives us some excellent analysis here, saying that Philadelphia adds experience in the secondary with Amadi, who has played in 47 games, 12 starts over 3 seasons, while Arcega-Whiteside gets a fresh start in Seattle. I don't necessarily know how big of an opportunity Whiteside's going to get with Tyler Lockett there and DK Metcalf there. At least at the wide receiver position, I'm not sure how many opportunities are going to be there for Whiteside, but that's the thing. I don't think the Seahawks are planning on using him purely as a wide receiver. I don't think he's even being brought in because of his incredible abilities as a pass catcher. I think the Seahawks possibly see Arcega-Whiteside as a potentially really good run blocker. So here's what Brady Henderson has to say. Apparently, the Seattle Seahawks plan to use J.J. Arcega-Whiteside as a hybrid wide receiver / tight end. The Eagles moved him to tight end earlier this offseason and list him at 6'2", 237 pounds. But there is an opportunity for sure. He is definitely getting there a little bit later. I mean, we're about to go into week 2 of the preseason, so I don't know how ideal this is going to be for him. And obviously, there's question marks surrounding who his quarterback's going to be. I don't know how good you're going to look with Geno Smith throwing you footballs. Maybe with Drew Lock throwing you footballs. The jury is really out on that. But at the same time, the Seattle Seahawks are a run-first team. So I don't know how many opportunities are going to be there for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. But as Ian Rappaport says in this tweet, this gives both players a real shot before the 53-man cutdown. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, this is just a no-brainer. I mean, where does Whiteside fit in on this team at this point? You have A.J. Brown, you have Devontae Smith, you have Jalen Reagor, you have Zach Pascal. I mean, there's really not much room for success with the Philadelphia Eagles anymore at this point. Does it suck that the Philadelphia Eagles decided to choose Whiteside over DK Metcalf? Yes, and especially in the case of the Philadelphia Eagles, they just had some really bad luck nailing those draft picks at the wide receiver position up until Devontae Smith, and Devontae Smith was a little bit more of an obvious, like, good selection for the Philadelphia Eagles. So all in all, is this like a game-changing trade at all whatsoever? I mean, obviously not. It does close the storyline in regards to this draft bust for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I hope he has tremendous success with the Seattle Seahawks moving forward, or he catches on somewhere. I'm sure Philadelphia Eagles fans aren't losing much sleep over this because they finally solved their wide receiver core issues. Now the question remains whether or not Jalen Hurts can make the most out of this opportunity. Is he going to have success with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith this year? Well, we'll have to see. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, and make sure you enter our giveaway from Madden 23 by following me on Twitter and liking and retweeting that tweet. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.